Morning. Here I am, sitting in my sister's and brother-in-law's garden in Pinellas, St. Petersburg, on a gorgeous morning in Paradise, Florida. This is a photograph I took yesterday of Fort De Soto. It's a fantastic beach area with this lovely subtropical coastline here. Barbecue areas, very popular spot, and a glorious day. Very warm yesterday, it's going to be hopefully very warm today, and my first watercolour in America. I've done lots of oil paintings. They're in the house. I'll give you a view of the house in a minute. Yes, why not? I'll just put the photograph up a bit so I can see what I'm doing. I'm sitting under the shade of some tree or other. You'll hear bird sounds. I'm not quite familiar with what bird is singing what song, but it's lovely. I'm looking at jacaranda and palm trees and having a cup of tea as we would. Right, I'll just show you around a little bit. The garden, it's a bit of the house. Oops. I'll just zoom out, I think, and you'll be able to see the house behind my board. Most buildings here are single story because of the hurricanes. They're always a risk. We're very low lying here, but beautiful place in Petersburg in parts. It's a lovely space. So there we are. So we'll have a go at this beach where we were yesterday, and probably today, eating donuts and drinking coffee with banana. A couple of hours before we got too much sun. I've got a very rickety easel, but it seems to be solid at the moment. So, I'll wet the paper all over. This is a different paper. Michael's, which is I think a chain of art and craft shops. We're selling 30 sheet blocks of 15 by 11 inch Canson paper. It's quite smooth, like Fabriano. Not Fabriano, it might even be more smooth. I don't think I'd like to risk it without using wetting it and going straight on. I don't think it'd be a very good paper for that. But I'll just let that soak in for a minute or two, or for a few seconds. And then I'll put in my raw sienna. I'm not doing a drawing of this photograph. I'll just go straight in and see what we can make of it. Along the coastline here, they've chopped down or sawn down lots and lots of trees. I think because of the risk of them falling on people in the hurricanes. But it's really lovely. You paddle out to your waist, you see shoals of little fish. What can I describe as pipe fish? Long, slender fish with long snouts. Absolutely lovely. Got a cup of tea, as you can see. We always bring our tea bags with us. Right, I'll go in with a bit of raw sienna there first. Got a great big pot of water at my feet. Not sure what we're going to do today, but if you live anywhere near St. Pete's, we were at Mazzaro's yesterday. It's a place of pilgrimage. A fantastic coffee place and delicatessen grocery. High quality, high prices, but very nice. My sister had been there several times. They'd been here 2 weeks before we got here. So just put that over. That just warmed the sky out. I was sitting in the garden, of course, and I haven't got a hairdryer out here. I don't think we've got any electricity this far. We might have, but no, maybe not. Right, so a Floridian sky. Now this isn't drying in very quickly, so you have to bear with me. Never used this paper before, but I thought for $16, buy one get one free. Well, that's about 10 quid, or £10 in English money. It was quite a good price. I saw the tubes of these Winton in the store, but they were much more expensive. I can get these much cheaper in England online. So shop around, but Marshall's is quite a good shop. We've got a good range of Winsor & Newton products, which I like, as you know. I'll just give that a reclip now. And we'll crack on with the painting. Get the sky in. So I'm hoping this will stretch out. This is £140, whereas the Fabriano I'm using is 130, so it's a bit lighter. But it's not an expensive paper or anything, it's very inexpensive, but hey, if it works, all well and good. So a bit of Floridian blue sky. Bit of light red in there. No, a bit of alizarin, I think, just to kill the blue a little bit. So, it's more cobalt sky, but I don't really like cobalt. So I'll just dilute the blue a little bit as we come down to the horizon. It was just a lovely day yesterday. It's beautiful temperature now. It's probably about 70. Early morning, we've got all over there with the blue because we're coming into the shore line, or to the overhead sky being reflected. No, that's looking all right. More blue in there. Right, there's just some darker line across there, but we'll let that dry a little bit before we attempt to do that. Right, probably just to emphasise that blue there a little bit more. Right, and then we're getting some hard edge stuff here, so let's just go over that bit. If this paper, well, I hope it works, it's got to work, because I've got 60 sheets of it. Right, okay, let that dry in a little bit. Yeah, I don't know what the plans are today. A bit of beach somewhere, maybe some Pete's Beach. And the Hurricane restaurant. Or it might be Fishtails. We're going to a local golf club for a meal tomorrow with friends, American friends. My sister's had this house for 12-15 years, I think. Comes out here twice a year. We have to spend quite a bit of time keeping the place going because in the heat, flat roofs and things do get corroded. And because of the scarcity of fresh water, all the water that's used in the gardens is recycled, and it's white. You paint your house white, and in a couple of years, all the bottom where the sprinkler uses the recycled water, it goes all yellow or orangey yellow. It has to be painted again. But I must find out what that bird is. Can you hear it? I think it's a magpie. Get blue jays and egrets and pelicans and flamingos flying about. Bit of a culture shock after London. We left London Tuesday in the cold. Right, I reckon that'll do. Right, let's just put in a bit of the horizon there. Bit of red, bit of blue. Just a slightly darker mix of the sky. And just get that dotted in across there. The photos split the horizon in 50, half and half, but we're not going to do that. Try and keep it horizontal. A bit heavier, I think. God, this is exciting doing something like this for YouTube outdoors. They're all sleeping inside, feeding off their hangovers. Right. Now, I want darkish green, so I'm going to use the red, the blue, bit of umber, These are, well, let's put that in. These are quite thick paints. Why I took this photograph is because of the trees on the right. It gave a good contrast to the beach. I'm going to have to somehow lift out the trunks coming up here of the what remains of the trees, and there are other areas I can't quite make out what they are. Right, so there's a bit shadowy. Well, it wasn't shadow really because it was a bright day. The sun was coming from behind, so south north. We're probably looking a bit north there. Just drop it nice and thick there, so it doesn't spread out too much. Right, okay. So we'll put in. Oh, let me put that in my tea. My horizon's just a little bit lumpy. We'll just have to do something with that. Dip in there, isn't it? Right, so we've got the shoreline. So just put it in, just coming round there. And we want some nice umber. Umber is a very good, well, burnt umber shall I say. Let's clean my palette a bit. Pinch the bog roll, as we say in England. Not wipe my palette. So the beach, such as it is put it around there. I've come down too far with that blue there, I think. Let's lift it out a little bit. With the burnt umber, which is a good colour for beaches, provided, of course, you don't use it too strong. Right. So I'll just invent some land because it's too far away there to see exactly what it is. Bits of stuff sticking out into the sea on the coast. Bits of they're mostly broken trees and tropical plants growing. So I've got a line. See the shore coming along here. To be done. The water, the paper is not, it's drying, but it's not drying very fast. A bit of warmer greens. Let me come here. The high tide left lots of tiny little bays. We were sitting in one on lounges. It was great. Mucking about in the water, behaving badly. We have been here at other times of the year when it's really hot. A lot of people come here from all over America that have houses here because of the wonderful climate in the spring and the autumn. So we're into autumn now. But they don't like the summer. There's 100% humidity. But it's just a fabulous place. We're here because it was my wife's birthday and our 45th wedding anniversary. So we splashed out. It's supposed to be the colour of the sand, but it's not a very good colour. But hopefully that'll dry lighter. Let's stretch this paper a bit. I'm going to lift out a lot of that, but the stubs of the trees, or stumps of the trees, are quite light bleached, so that's the only way I can really think of doing that. Right, let's go into the backgrounds a bit more now. Just using the umber, the yellow, the red, and the ultramarine, just to put in this little bit here. No, there's plenty of air in there because that's trees going up there. A bit of warmth in there. Right, I might have to lighten that again because I'm not happy with that bit. Right, now this is where we're going to, it's just about dry, put in the greens of these pine looking type, I don't know what they are. Just painting what's there, or trying to. So let's just using the edge of the hake for this. I'll get some dark now. Red, blue. Because this is in the shadow of this. Got cold. Get a shadow area now. That's dark. Good dark now in the base of this funny this paper, trying to get used to it. I'll let that dry in a bit. We're going with the dark. There's a little shadow here under the trees coming from the left, from the right, so to say. And we've got, I'll put the reflections in a moment, but let's get in some, put my fingers in the raw sienna. But my palette is quite dry. Whoops, bottom that bit. So some hard edge stuff in here. The hake's still splitting a little bit. That's just put these little dark in there. darks on there. Very delicate here. Not quite right, but I'm going to show all this with sort of negative lifting out the lights rather than painting around the lights. And we've got like that. Do a bit more of that, just getting some rich shadow. I'll try to avoid Payne's grey. It's quite spiky. Just a little bit of detail to give the general shape of the branches with the leaves on. Won't come over too far, but I've got a couple of trunks coming up here. Those here. Might be better with the rigger in there. Very, very dark in here. So no detail on the photograph. All right, we'll get somewhere. I'll. Oh, I've got to do my tea. I'm speaking fairly quiet because I don't want to wake anybody up sleeping. This gorgeous day. There's no reason to get up early on holiday, is there? But this is the call of the day. No, that's nice. Got to do a bit of rescuing around here. Some of these come up here. I've done several oils, though, in the house here, in my cousin's house across the way. Paintings everywhere around here that I've done over the years. Oh, okay, that's not too bad. Just a bit of detailing in here. We'll have to let some of this dry. If I had the hair dry down here, I could speed this process up a bit, but maybe later, if I'm so inclined, I'll do one indoors and use a hairdryer to help us speed up the process. Right, let's just damp really. I don't want to overdo that. It's dark, but it wouldn't have been that dark when I took the photograph. It's just the contrast to the camera. So let's just put in a bit of. I'll just re-wet this. Try not to scrub the paper. This is quite a delicate surface. So we've got a bit of greeny sort of reflection of that above. Let's put that in. Oops. some darker shadow. And these, where the stumps are, there are lots of roots that show against the white of the sand. The sand is absolutely fine white. Oh, that seems to be something going on there. Now, here I've a bit difficult trying to show the ripples because it was a very gentle sea yesterday. This is the Gulf of Mexico. Or my version of it. Let's just go and soften that. There. Gonna have to get used to this paper, I think. So a bit of dry brush if it does take dry brush. Look at the beach man. These little bays anyway. They're not bays, they're just the shape of the foreshore. It's very, very soft sand and very delicate ecosystem here because of the risks of storm surges and stuff like that. Must be my sand coming up there. People still swimming out there. So I can show those. I've got to lift out some of this. I'll use my flat brush to do that, to do the stumps. Bit of tissue. So it's still not dry. It might be because it's more humid than I think. I really need to show that darker in there. I don't think it's going to lift out. All along here, it was quite high tide, so I've never seen it so high. But it's just a fabulous place to be. One of the world's great beaches, this is. So you Floridians, you're very, very fortunate to live this part of the world. It's just gorgeous. I'm guessing I can't see quite what is there. I might colour those in a little bit of a burnt sienna, just a touch. bit of green in there too. Now I can see it. Let's put it in the dark green. I wasn't going to use Payne's grey, but I think it might help. No, once dark. Just to go to contrast against these stumps. Sounds like the refuse collectors, whatever they call them here. All just dark, shadowy bits around here. Ooh. Voices. Just getting some broken leaves. I think my brother-in-law's having a load of stones taken away, bricks. He's always working on the house. Right, let's show something. Right, well that's something. That didn't quite come off, did it? That was like a lightish brown ripple, but no, paper's a bit lumpy, so let's not get that. I'll try and dry brush across here a little bit. It's still a bit damp. The dry brush really needs to be on really dry paper, but I'm afraid this isn't behaving itself. So I'll just go back here. Okay. Right, I'm not going to be able to do much more to this. The paper is just not dry enough now. So we'll do what we usually do when we're in England, is to put it in a mount. I'll just hold it on the top. I should put some figures in, but I can't, the paper's just too dry. I'll show you my effort. That's what I've copied. I haven't got the warmth in here that the scene deserves, really. Alright, let's just put that one there. Take those off. And get them out. Put the Scotch tape. Got to sign it, haven't I? Is it worth signing? Let's sign it anyway. my first effort of watercolour on a new paper. I did bring the Fabriano with me, but I've got this now, so I've got to use it. We've got these lovely pelicans. Oh, I can't do it. That'll do. Lost it a bit around here, but anyway, that's not too bad. Time for another cup of tea, I think. Right, well there we go. So it's one watercolour. Thanks for watching. I won't zoom you in. Got it? Bye for now.